if you are interested in the latest new releases and what they have to offer, you've come to the right place, and the right man is here for the job. Jarret, how you going?
I'm here. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. I'm the
You're the
jack of all
man.
trades, master of nothing. But I can tell you a little bit about home entertainment this week. Probably one of the most disappointing features of the year is coming out in home entertainment. I won't say it's not a bad film. It's just disappointing. Do you know what film I'm talking about? And have you gentlemen seen this one? If Imaginary Friends.
Yeah. Look, I,
Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie, I must say, but I can
Yeah,
understand
I
people who didn't.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I just feel like from John Krasinski, given that this is the first thing he's done outside of the Quiet Place films,
Yeah. But you know
one and
what?
two,
I reckon I went into this one and watched it very superficially. I think there's a lot more beneath the surface that a repeat viewing might unearth. I think there's some depth there.
possibly. I
Yeah.
I did turn to Danny within the first 20 minutes and go, this better not happen. And then sure enough, that was pretty clear that it was going to happen within. But yeah, look, I enjoyed it. I don't know who the audience immediately is for this one because I feel like if kids were to watch it, if you were to watch it with kids, they might get a little bit bored. And
100%.
for adults, it's a difficult one. I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it, but admittedly, I had only watched Drop Dead Fred recently, and I go, now there's a movie. There's a movie. So anyway, but Imaginary Friends, if it's coming out on 4K Blu-ray and DVD, good news for film fans that haven't upgraded to 4K just yet. The Blu-ray has Atmos, as does the 4K. There's some special features on this one. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy. There's like, I think, 6 featurettes, a gag reel, and then an interactive tutorial for kids on there as well, which is kind of something different, I guess. But yeah, anyway, that one's hitting home entertainment. I don't see it being a major seller either because I feel like it also underutilized Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is a very difficult person to make not likable. I think he's charismatic and very likable. And in this film, honestly a bit of a yawn.
I kind of felt like as they were leading into this, the marketing was really strong, and then the second it got released, they
Yes,
just abandoned it completely.
I agree. I agree totally because we'd had the teasers, the trailers, the posters, everything leading into it. And then suddenly it was just out
Yep.
and nothing,
Yep.
nothing of it. So yeah, it is an odd one. But anyway, catch up with it on home entertainment. It's out this week. Why not? It does look spectacular, so it will look really and sound amazing in 4K. Now, moving on to Mad Men. Mad Men are releasing a film I'm really excited to check out, though admittedly, I'll probably be more inclined to import it and check it out. They're releasing Horizon and American Saga Chapter 1, which is like a Kevin Costner sort of passion project he's been trying to do for God knows how long.
In
Uh,
four
unfor-
parts.
in 4 parts. Unfortunately, it didn't take so well in the United States. Didn't do strong enough box office to push through and do Chapter 2 in cinemas. And I've heard Netflix may be involved now with Chapter 2 because initially the plan was this would release in, I think it was July theatrically. Then in August, Chapter 2 would release, but they've pulled that release of
Yeah.
that, and now Netflix is
I read
involved.
somewhere, it must be Netflix, that somebody like a major player had stepped in to bring back the second one. And there was something to the effect of they believe that this is one that will have longevity, like its
Oh, good,
appreciation will
good.
come later.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess if it's this.
How is that possible on a streamer who just bury things in their back
Well,
catalog?
I feel with this, it may be sort of different because I think they're probably looking at the success that Paramount Plus has had, say, with, all of those Taylor Sheridan. Is it Taylor Sheridan? Is that the guy that does all
Yeah.
those series?
Yeah.
Yellowstone and that?
Yeah.
Maybe they're looking at that. But I guess they will see if Chapter 2, if they've purchased Chapter 2, if there's any legs in moving forward with Chapter 3 and 4. But look, I looked at the trailer and I
Chapter
just thought
one's
it
on
looked
Stan here.
spectacular.
I
Is
really
it?
loved it. I really loved it.
Oh, there you go. Oh, good.
Chapter
Yeah,
one's on
I
Stan.
have to check it out because I think Kevin Costner's not only an incredible presence in front of the camera, but I think he's a really accomplished director as well. And
100%.
I've been waiting for something for some time. This looks like it's going to fit the bill. But anyway, Blu-ray and DVD locally. It's only got 3 interviews and 2 featurettes on there. It is getting a 4K release in the US because I think it's distributed through Warner over there. So I'm probably inclined to pick up the 4K, but maybe I'll do a Stan free trial and check it out. If it is on Stan, I might be able to stream it in 4K with Atmos first and try before I buy. But yeah, I'm really excited. Check that one out, Mad Men. And yeah, I don't know what the plans are if this is a global thing, because you would have thought that when Mad Men went in and bought this film, they probably bought two, because their plan was to do
Yeah.
consecutive releases as well. So unless they've been bought out of that by, say, Netflix, or maybe they've retained home entertainment rates, I can't see them having the theatrical if Netflix is going to have, they'll want to do, day and date themselves. Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll see what sort of comes of it. But then the next title I want to mention is one we discussed a few weeks ago, coming from Viavision. It's finally coming out this week after I don't know what the delays were, but I got a feeling it might be something to do with that blood plaque slipcase thing that goes over. I reckon it was that. They hadn't
Yeah.
quite mastered it. They had to speak to the guy that did the Overboard cover back in the
Is
1980s.
it a gel
VHS.
one though? Is it a gel blood or is it just the print?
No. It's a legitimate blood pack. Yeah. So
Okay,
I know
yeah.
that they did do some Lionsgate ones with Sony, like for Daybreakers, and even Dexter did one as well. But yeah, it's like a sort of transparency sort of slip that
Better
goes
tell
over
everyone
the
what we're talking
blood.
about.
We are talking about the American Psycho collection, which was due to be released last month, but it's finally coming out now. This has got American Psycho 1 on 4K Ultra HD as well as Blu-ray, and then it's got American Psycho 2 All American Girl on Blu-ray. Good thing is it's a direct port of the US release with regards to the first film on 4K, so you're going to get that Dolby Atmos as well as the special feature content. It's a pretty comprehensive release, and it's got a nice hardcover underneath the blood plaque slip, and then on top of it you get some of those art cards that the kids go wild for. So it is a pretty comprehensive package. There's no new special feature content on there. It's all existing content from previous releases, but that's fine. It's a pretty comprehensive package.
How old? Like, is it an old commentary on part 2? Because that's what I'm looking forward to.
It's the existing commentary from the unrated or uncut version of the film.
I've never heard of. So looking forward to it.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, well, it's the one that's sort of existed here, I think, since video. We got the theatrical, so the USR for our theatrical, but then I think we got the uncut for the home video.
In that case, I probably have the commentary on the DVD.
Exactly, precisely. Yeah, no, so it's a pretty decent package. My only gripe is that there is a release in Germany that includes the theatrical as well as the unrated. Not that it's a big deal because it's just more with the unrated, but there is actually a bunch of extra special features on there too. So there is a more definitive version out there, although the 4K does not have Atmos. So you kind of got to have both. And look, I've got that German release and I'm going to get this Viavision release because I need maximum American Psycho. So yeah, anyway, so that one's finally coming out this week. So get excited for it. Couple titles I want to tell you that are coming up in the near future. All first time to 4K releases locally, and they're all shelving on October 18th. We've got The Ring, the one with Naomi Watts, Rosemary's Baby with Mia Farrow, the Polanski classic, and then Twister, which did get a release in the UK and the US when Twisters opened in theaters, is getting a home ent release. And although they haven't officially released the date for Twister's home ent, I can only assume it'll probably be around the same time because it would make sense for them to pop this out the same week or within that same release sort of window.
I've got the date right here. I believe October 16th.
Ah, there you go. So you go. You can get Twister and Twisters together.
Yep.
Yeah, look, I will definitely check out Twisters. I haven't seen it yet. And I just have to work out whether I should buy Twister or not. Look, I've owned it on Blu-ray. I bought it at Cashies for probably $2.
Dude, it'll be a great double feature.
I haven't rewatched Twister since I saw it probably theatrically or maybe on TV. So yeah, that Blu-ray's kind of gone to waste. So I don't know if I need
I
to
kind of feel like that movie's better now than it ever was.
Probably so. Like, I think although it had all those VFX, it was done in a time when sometimes those VFX were done in a sensible manner.
Yeah.
They're like, what can we get away with you seeing so it doesn't look fake?
Yeah.
Before we got to, Eraser or something where they've got a CGI crocodile alligator and absolutely shit.
What I love about the upcoming 4K of the original film is they've put the cow right on the front cover.
They have right on the front cover. Yeah, totally. Totally. But I am keen. And there's been some talk about sort of this retro sort of decision to go back and regrade the film slightly because I think it's got a bit of a green tinge to it. I don't know if that's a common sort of motif with the sequel and they've tried to tie them in together or what. But there was some discussion of that. But look, I'm just going to I'm going to check it out myself. Actually, on that note, and there's been a lot of controversy about James Cameron's transfers on the international release of True Lies, Aliens, and the Abyss. Well, The Terminator has started screening in 4K around the place. So people have been out and actually seen it and seen what it looks like. And from all reports, it's nowhere near the extreme of True Lies, and it probably sits closer to Aliens.
Mhm.
It's definitely had a bit of digital manipulation with the AI and whatnot, but not completely, True
I do
Lies.
love James Cameron's, response to all of these criticisms.
I know,
Like, just
get
get
out of your
out of your
mum's
mum's
basement.
basement.
And I'm like, mate, come on. But look, there's a lot of reasons as to why these films couldn't really look the way they do. I know that when I watched Point Break was a film that was shot in it was, produced by Gahan, who produced all of these James Cameron films, but it was shot on the Super 35mm format and in a same sort of way where it's got all of that excess grain. They didn't do any of that digital manipulation. So the 4K does look detail wise quite good, but you can't see an enormous step up from Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So look, maybe he was right to do this. Look, it's James Cameron. I mean,
I was actually reading the other day that Bill Paxton had tried to make a sequel to Twisters back in the 90s with James Cameron. So we
oh,
almost had
right.
that movie, and it was going to be
That'd
like
been-
a retelling of this disaster that happened in the 1920s where 600 people died in like a cyclone that ripped through a circus or something like that. Like,
Oh, crazy.
could have been
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah. One of those, another.
I just wish they would have made the Aquaman that James Cameron made in Entourage.
Yes.
Because that
Yes.
was fucking awesome.
Isn't it? I just remembered I've been having some crazy dreams lately, and I just remembered that I had a dream where I was, I don't know, working on some film, and I was like, let's get that guy from Entourage, Adrian, whatever his name is. And I think someone goes, I don't know him, and I go, he was in Drive Me Crazy, the one with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, not the other one, aka Dutch. And they're like, I know the guy. Anyway, that just came to me. But I do want to present you with a focus film before I go, and it's this little treasure, Island of Terror, which is a new release from 88 Films to
Great cover.
96 Arts. This artwork, they're really knocking it out of the park at the moment, 88 Films. They're doing these great, and it's actually really good, sort of in the vein of the era artwork. They're doing a terrific job with
Is it
them.
Graham Humphreys?
No, it's way too lifelike. Like, there's way too much realism to it. It's stunning. And this film's fantastic as well. This was a first time watch for me. I've been eager to see it quite a while. It's directed by Terence Fisher, who directed a bunch of Hammer classics like The Devil Rides Out. And this is, I guess it's, more like kind of sci-fi than, say, horror. But it's set on an island where these scientists have discovered there's this genetically engineered organism that's killing livestock and humans on the island. And how it's doing it is it's basically eating through their bones that is going to lead them into this kind of.
I
like
love how
street
back then it was
trash
always scientists on an island.
I love that. I love that the scientists in this movie do everything. They go to do the investigation. They're scientists.
Yeah.
So they're typically wearing lab coats, but they go over, they're handling dynamite. They're the first ones to pick up the guns, like, stand back, boys, let me get at them. And they're doing all the stuff. And I'm like, surely you would let the locals that are accustomed to using this weaponry and all these sort of things have a crack before you do. They're throwing Molotovs at these organisms. Anyway, it's a lot of fun, and 88 Films have done a terrific job. This is one of those studios that was a bit of a Hammer rival back in the day, Planet Film Pictures or Planet Film Productions.
Great stuff.
And yeah, it's a great release. There's a booklet in it. There's a commentary, trailer, stills gallery. It's a great release. I have enjoyed everything about this, including reading the entire booklet. But and I should show you. So yeah, you got a reverse sleeve, and then the nice little booklet. The booklet's great too because it's got all the international art for this film, of which there was much. Oh, and I forgot to mention Peter Cushing's in this one as well. So anything with Peter Cushing, generally something I want to watch. But yes, gentlemen, that's the focus film for this week. Available on import from the UK, which means you can play it on all your players locally. But if we do have any American listeners, I do warn you, it is actually locked to Region B.
Gotcha.
Legitimate.
Good advice.
So thanks, guys. Check out that Island of Terror. If you do want to try before you buy, I believe it may be streaming for free on Tubi. So
awesome.
Check it out.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, sir. And
absolute pleasure, gentlemen. Stay physical.
Stay physical with physicals. Stay physical.